I think, Max, I think I hear Skip down there. I'll have to listen on the remote receiver. But I was going to say, that sounds great, and I hope there's some sort of insulation in those wooden walls of that town hall. It's not like one of one of those single-layer plank walls with big cracks in it, with the wind whistling through it, and it's 22 degrees out. You got a big potbelly stove going in there. I guess once the wine cask or the rum cask goes around the circle a few times, nobody really cares. Over.
Yeah, that was Skip. I heard K6LGL checked in, so we'll turn it over to him, I guess, next time. It depends on the building. My house here in Darwin, I have a 2,400 square foot house, which is really large by Darwin standards. A lot of these houses are moved down from the silver mine when the silver mine went bankrupt in the late 60s, early 70s. Nobody knows the history of my house, but I'm learning it. And it's a really great house. It's pretty well insulated. There's chopped fiberglass in the attic, fiberglass in the walls, and I've got a giant wood stove, and let's see, I think I'm down to about 6 cords of wood right now at this point in time. So I don't suffer from being cold in the wintertime. I don't have any propane. I just have the wood stove, and wood is my only source of heat. And I keep warm. I've learned how to manipulate that wood stove to keep the temperature just right. It's about 78 degrees in the living room. It's 72 degrees here in the ham shack, my dining room ham shack. And that's how it is. And it's just great fun to hang around here. I have had friends in Darwin, for some of them, the early ones, for close to 40 years. So this is my center of activity where I like to be, and then I go down to Simi Valley to take care of home ownership chores and that kind of thing. It's a pretty, it's just a basic house, 1,500 square feet, but it's worth a lot of money, and so I want to take care of it and keep it up. So let's see, we got a small group here. Net Control hasn't checked in yet, so over to you, Skip, K6LGL from the small group, which is N6AF and, or is it K6AF? I haven't been writing anything down. And WA6JKN. Over to you, K6LGL.
NI6Q.
And NI6Q.
Okay, very good. Good evening. K6LGL in Santa Monica by the Bay there. Good to hear you. And I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. We certainly did visit with my sister there and close relatives there. That was very nice. There was somebody else in there, so I don't want to keep it very long. I'll kick it back to you, K6LGL.
Digital TV antenna's not that big.
This is KF6QNG. Getting ready to take the early check-in list for the Collins Collectors Association Friday Night Net.
All righty, Lisa. Well, good evening. We've got about 3 people here that checked in already.
Charlotte, the others around in there to get different times.
Okay, got you, Matt. Anyone else?
WA6JKN.
Something that looks like a mouse pad.
Got you, Kevin. Keep going. Anyone else?
NI6Q.
N6AF.
Okay, this thing I'm talking about looks like a mouse pad.
Got NI6Q, Brian. Got N6AF. Anyone else ready for the early?
It's pretty good.
JD6 TKX Tango Kilo X-ray.
And that's K6LGL. Little green light, please.
And then move the thing.
Got Andy and we got Skip LGL. Anyone else?
Back on. Sorry.
And you got me, Lisa, K6LGL.
Did you get Skip?
Yes, I got Skip. I got Skip, K6LGL. And I got Kevin. WA6JKN. Got Max, got Brian, I have Chuck, and I have Andy. Anyone else?
WR4FT3. I'm following him around.
Oh, yeah, me, W6DQ.
Okay, we got Dennis. So, all right, we'll go ahead and start around, I guess. So, take it away, Max. And, okay, Dennis wants me to just go ahead and start the net. All right. Any objections? Okay, well, probably going to be a short list. Who knows? But anyway, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the preamble here. This is KF6QNG, that's Kilo Foxtrot 6, Quebec, November Golf. My name is Lisa, and my location is in Kern, California. I'll be your net control station today. Welcome to the regular Friday evening West Coast edition of the Collins Collectors Association Collins Net. We meet here every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 0300 UTC Saturday, to exchange information on Collins radio-related topics. We welcome questions and comments on the restoration and operation of Collins amateur, military, and commercial gear. You don't have to be running Collins equipment to join us. Anyone with an interest in Collins radio is welcome to check in. The purpose of the CCA is to promote the preservation, restoration, and use of Collins amateur radio equipment, and to preserve the history and lore of Collins radio. In addition, we provide a technical and historical information archive for Collins radio information. The CCA is licensed by Rockwell Collins to use images, logos, manuals, and printed materials. For more information about the Collins Collectors Association, its forums, activities, services, and how to become a member, please visit our website at www.collinsradio.org. That's collinsradio, one word, .org. Please help our efforts by joining the Collins Collectors Association. For added fun during the net, join us on Zoom. We have a weekly Zoom session during the CCA net. Send an email to w6dq@arrl.net if you would like to join. Please make sure that you identify who you are in the email. Okay, is there anyone else wishing to get on the list for the Collins Collectors Association Friday Night Net? Please come now.
W6RBJ, Whiskey 6 Romeo Bravo Juliet.
K6LK.
Okay, we got Ron and Bill. Anyone else wishing to check in, get on the list?
KF7TY.
Well, good evening, Tapio. We got you. Anyone else? All right, we're going to go ahead and start the festivities then. So, Max will start, KJ6HN. He can turn it to Kevin, WA6JKN. Who can turn it to Brian, NI6Q. Who can turn it to Chuck, N6AF. And Chuck, turn it back to me, KF6QNG. So take it away, Max, KJ6HN from KF6QNG.
Well, alrighty then. Max here in Darwin, California. Population 40 more or less. It's been a great week. We had for the new tuner uppers, we had a great, this is a potluck town. It's really social. And so we had a potluck dinner for Thanksgiving yesterday afternoon at 2 p.m. And much food was shared, and kindness among neighbors was also shared. It was a great time. Everybody brought something to the table. I brought my 2 bottles of J. Laura wine, and we had the typical Thanksgiving tabletop treats, and it was really, really fun. And some out-of-towners showed up too, which is always fun to get to know them. This is a social town, and we like to, as a rule, we like to get to know other people who drop in. A lot of tourists here in Darwin. I don't know how they find out about Darwin, but they do, and they show up, and they're always welcome. I've had people bang on my front door. I'm the second house on the left coming into town, and people asking about gas stations, which we have none of, and stores, which we have none of. The closest shopping is 35 miles away in Lone Pine, but it seems like as a community, we're always open to meeting new people and finding out who they are and what they're about and where they came from and so on and so forth. So, Lisa, I have a different pecking order than you have, but that's okay. We have a small group. I don't think anybody's going to complain. I was the third person to check in, but that's okay, I think. Really it is. So let's see. I turn it over to, well, I forgot what you said because your list doesn't correspond to mine. But I'll just take a chance to turn it over to Kevin, WA6JKN from KJ6A10 and the group.
I've got it straight to the radio.
Okay, Max. Well, I thought the order was based on the greatest Thanksgiving stories that we heard so far, and you're at the top of the list, my friend. What a wonderful town that you live in. That is absolutely wonderful. I love it, every aspect of it. Anyway, this is Kevin in Gilroy. I'm on the Collins KW Sugar 1 tonight. It's got all service bulletins in it, including the famous service bulletin number 7. The receiver is the Collins 75A4. And I do have KFS fired up just in case, but so far it looks like I've heard everybody. Hello to Skip and Tapio and Brian there. Brian's got a big signal from Arizona. And Dennis and Lisa and Skip, of course, and Chuck. Yeah, Chuck, big signal too. And 40 miles. What was that, 44 miles today or something like that? Wow. Yeah, I remember as a youngster in cross country, we used to run from the high school over to Disneyland, and then from Disneyland to Newport Beach. That was about, I think, 10, 11, 12 miles. Then we'd run from Newport Beach to Huntington Beach. That wasn't that far. I think I was only about 4, 5, 6 miles. And then from Huntington Beach back to the high school, which was another 10 and a half miles, something like that. So we do that at least once a week in preparations for track, but that's the only time I think I've ever gotten close to 40 miles was on my own 2 feet. Pedaling bicycles, I think we only did maybe, 20 miles, and that was on a Stingray bicycle, and we would do that almost every weekend as well, going down to Huntington Beach to hang out there at the beach there and do some swimming and hang out there with the sharks, and get in trouble with the lifeguards. They'd come out there and say, we're out too far. They don't want us out too far. That's where you get into trouble with the sharks. But we never had problems with them, thank goodness. All right, well, this is my one and only. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Had a great crowd here, great food, great a lot of laughter and great champagne and all that good stuff. So we're gonna all do it again tomorrow. We like to do that when people are in town. We're gonna get together and just enjoy the day. So with that, 73, good night to everybody, and look for you next week. NI6Q with the big signal from Arizona, WA6JKN.
Okay, WA6JKN. And the Collins said this is NI6Q here. Returning. Okay, well, good copy on everyone on board so far. So propagation seems to be really good tonight. Some very, very outstanding signals tonight as well. So, really glad to be on board. Thanks, Lisa, for doing the honors there, and Thanksgiving for us was good. We were actually over at Mark's NU66 house in Sedona and had a great afternoon. So that was that. And today was pretty low-key day, so which is good. Kind of relax and think about other things than work and the usual situation there. So anyway, I'm on the 75A4 tonight, Collins, and that's the receiver. Transmitter is the LDCO transmitter. It's the 100 SSB 100 military version. Very pretty. And I see that little triangle, you know, and that little scope that's on there, which is very appealing to me. And it seems to be working fine. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to N6AS and see how he's copying all the different folks here. This is an I6Q Flex.
All right, very good. November 6 Alpha Fox. Good evening from Redwood City. Chuck in Redwood City on the 1963 vintage KWM2 and through a homebrew solid-state amp, but everything's kind of backed off. I have a 6 dB pad after the KWM2, and it's deloaded to 50 watts itself, so I'm just running 300 watts out to the off-center fed dipole. Had a great Thanksgiving, and I really enjoyed especially being a human jungle Jim. I guess that would be a human jungle Chuck with the grandkids climbing all over me, and got a very friendly text from my daughter-in-law this morning, raving about how much fun they had, and they want to come see Grandpa again real soon. So that's cool, and very, very good. A comment, I didn't realize that, Max, you had a house in Ventura County. You know, maybe 15 years ago when I was still working, I designed a backbone microwave radio network for Ventura County, primarily for the Ventura County Fire. And I'm going to rattle off some radio site names that you'll know. Santa Susana Pass, Laguna Peak, Castro Peak, Cesar, Rocketdyne, Fire Station 25, Hall Mountain. Really fun, really, really neat. Kind of near sort of my old stomping grounds. My dad's parents had a little ranch across PCH from Zuma Beach, and we would go visit them over there in Malibu in Bonsall Canyon. And when I was working on that project there, I got pretty close to that location. All right, over to Lisa, and thanks for running the show, and happy Thanksgiving Day +1 day to you, KF6QNG and 6AF.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll make some comments, and then I'll ask if there are any other check-ins. So if you're waiting to check in, just hold on. We'll get to you. Let's see. I made some notes here. Max, Thanksgiving potluck, that always sounds fun. So, yeah, usually have interesting, if people aren't assigned things, it's interesting how it all seems to work out. You know, you don't have 20 people bringing mashed potatoes, so, you know, anyway, it could be very interesting, but it's cool. So, and visitors, well, they're probably just passing through on their way somewhere else and just happen to see this cute little town and see what they have. Just a reminder to everybody, the check-in list isn't official until whoever's taking the early check-in list is on site and taking the list. And tonight that was Net Control, which is me. So anyway, I asked for check-ins, and Max, you just happened to come out on top. So anywho, let's see, Brian, I'm sorry, Kevin. running track for running to train for track. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I can't imagine running those kind of miles. So, anyway, I know you checked out, but in case you're still listening, so enjoy the rest of the time with family. That's very, very valuable. Brian, glad you had a good holiday with Mark and Maki, and everything's good. Say hi to Pascal for us. And let's see, Chuck. Oh, fudge. Sorry, my note got erased here. I'm doing this on my iPhone. Anyway, so with that, I'm going to ask if there's anyone else wishing to get on the list for the Friday night Collins Collectors Association net. Please call now. Okay, hearing none, we're going to go to the next group of 4. So, Andy, KD6TKX, can hand it to Skip, KG6LGL. I'm sorry, K6LGL. Can't even read. Anyway, whatever. Skip, can hand it over to Dennis, W6DQ. Dennis, hand it over to Ron, W6RBJ. So take it away, Andy, KD6TKX from KF6QNG.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. KF6QNG and the Collins Collectors Net. This is KD6TKX, Andy at Curry Mountain. Well, the band has really changed, so a lot of the stations are dropping almost down to nothing here, so the shift is upon us. Tonight running my Collins KWS-1 with 75A4 and a fan dipole, resonant fan dipole, and everyone was coming in great until the band stretched out, so hopefully I can still be heard a little bit. I'll say my 73s now while I have the chance, and but we'll be listening through. So thank you, Lisa, for running the show. Appreciate it. And over to you, Skip, K6LGL in the group. This is KD6TKX.
Okay, thank you very much, Andy. KD6TKX and the CCA net, K6LGL, Dennis and Lisa's signal dropped down to about S6 here. Just barely readable for a while, but that's the way the band is. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. This is Skip in Santa Monica. I'm just on 902 running about 110 watts. Into a homebrew doublet. So that's the setup here at the moment. So I'll take it back to you, Lisa. I'm not sure who I'm supposed to turn over. And if not, somebody please relay. KF6QNG, very good evening from K6LGL.
Oh, it goes over to me. K6LGL, W6DQ. Wow. Well, let's see. Yeah, the band changed, Andy. You're not kidding. It went from hot to not within seconds. That was crazy. Wow. Anyway, I'm kind of overdriving that a little bit. I should back that off. There we go. That's better. Watching it on the analyzer. Oh, man. Well, let's see. What's going on here? KWM 380, Alpha 87A out through the inverted V SM280 microphone, the usual stuff. Yeah, we had a good Thanksgiving. Our next door neighbors, Jeff and Julie, came over and visited with us for Thanksgiving dinner. Had a smoked turkey from that Lisa picked up from our favorite smoked meat place up there in Bishop, Mahogany Smoked Meat. Best beef jerky in the world. And she ran across an ad from them. And we get a lot of stuff from them, but she ran across an ad for a smoked turkey. And let me tell you, it was even better tonight. It was incredible. Good stuff. Good dinner. Anyway, all the trimmings. Let's see, my sage sausage, wild rice stuffing that I make, and that was pretty good, if I do say so. And mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, biscuits. What else? Yeah, that's it. Oh, a pie. We had homemade pumpkin pie. Yeah. Pie was good. That a little bit later on. Finish the net. Anyway, I'm not going to hold it because, conditions really tanked. So I'm going to see if Ron's hearing us, hopefully, and we'll keep this thing going. W6RBJ in the Collins net, W6DQ.
Fine business, W6DQ and the Collins net, W6RBJ. You're right about this band, Dennis. You came on in 20 over S9, dropped down to about an S6. I was afraid I was going to lose you. And then you flourished at the end. You were back to 20 over. Most everyone I've been hearing tonight has been anywhere from 5 to 20 over S9. So I don't know what's going on, but it's weird. I was pleased to hear Kevin mention that he's running a KWS-1 with the SB7 mod in it. I saw the letter on the reflector from Bill Carnes, who wasn't real supportive, and I see that it did not make the cut for getting into the signal. But for purposes of documentation, I would love to have a copy of that. And I don't subscribe to electric radio, so maybe it's time to start that subscription, or see if I can find somebody who could get a copy and send it to me, or make it available somehow. Since I have a couple of KWS-1s here, one of which is giving me no output at all, and the other one is unstable. So neither of them is on the air until I can figure out a solution to it. Away from that, we did have a pleasant Thanksgiving. It was quiet, and it was just my wife and myself and our niece, who is a master's student at the local Cal State University, the Cal Poly Humboldt. So we had a fun time. We had nice weather up here in the Redwoods. It was amazing. It was sunny. It was clear. We actually took a walk between our Thanksgiving dinner and dessert for about 3.5, 4 miles, and it was pleasant to do so. So far, so good. We would like to see some rain, and according to the weatherman, we're going to do that starting Sunday or Monday. So we'll see how it goes. Well, I'm going to send it back to Lisa to make sure that I didn't fade down into the muck as well. KF6QNG in the group, W6RBJ.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Yeah, good doing. Let's see, Andy, as Dennis said, the band certainly changed quickly. It's kind of coming back, so that's good. Yep, glad you had a good holiday. Dennis, yeah, we did have a great Thanksgiving. It was low-key, and there was some notable absences on the food list, but neither Dennis and I like cranberries, so I didn't bother with just four of us, and Dennis doesn't like sweet potatoes, and our friends don't like the way I make them, so I didn't bother. So anyway, it was just low-key, but that's okay. Plenty of leftovers. Yeah, the turkey was, what, 10?
Almost 11 pounds.
Yeah, 10 3/4 pounds. So luckily we've got a vacuum seal system, so we'll package it up tomorrow and freeze a lot of it, keep it fresh. Ron, good on the 3 to 4 mile walk after dinner. Yeah, it would have been great if we could do that, but it's too dang cold this time of year. So, anyway, but that's good. All right, I'll see if anyone else wants to get on the list for the Friday night Collins Collectors Association net. Okay, hearing none, we're going to take the last couple then. So Bill, K6LK, can turn it over to Capio, KF7TY, and Capio, you can turn it back to me, KF6QNG. So take it away, Bill, K6LK from KF6QNG.
Okay, thanks, Lisa. KF6QNG. Let me write that down. KF6QNG. All right, very good, Lisa. Well, I'll keep it short because band conditions have really eradicated dramatically changed here. Initially, it was really strong, and then it's all of a sudden dropped out. So I don't know what was happening there. But I don't have any Thanksgiving stories to tell other than we just kind of had a real quiet thing between my wife and myself. Don't have a lot of money now to put gas in the car and travel around. As a matter of fact, I'm on a Swan 240 right now, and using the Shure 444 mic. That's about all I can afford. So anyway, I'll turn it over there to you, Tapio, and go ahead and pick it up and turn it back to Lisa. I wanted to also emphasize to the group, I do have an interest in Collins. Pretty nice radios and well built for their day. Very nice. Very nice piece of equipment. KF7TY. Go ahead, Tapio. K6LK.
Yeah, real fine there, K6LK, KF7, Tango Yankee. Nice signal from you and nice signal from everybody. Thank you, Lisa, for taking the net this evening. Nice signal up here. Yeah, the band's probably gone long. Everybody's been booming in up here. And, yeah, a belated happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And, yes, it's Friday, November 25th today. So I ended up working today, volunteered to go in, do a little bit of work up at the wind farm, and put in a fairly good day. And the XYL and 7UHC and myself spent yesterday here at the house, just us two and the canines. And we had a nice small Thanksgiving. I did a little bit of rag chewing on the radio. 10 meters was pretty good. Chatted on that and moved around on the bands a little bit, and that was fun. So a lot of people on the radio before or after their meals yesterday. And well, let's see what else is going on. I got the new Signal magazine. Have not read it yet. I've thumbed through it and looked at all the stuff, but I've got to read the articles. It looks very interesting. Some nice, must be S-Line month or something. A lot of S-Line equipment there on the cover there. And then the new QST rolled in today with Happy Holidays, with a pair of S-Lines on the cover and a nice SP600 receiver there on the cover. And so lots going on in the way of Collins S-Line in the periodicals here. And I've been reading on the reflector there, a lot of chit-chat about the KWS-1 mod, and a lot of inquiries and talk about power switches too. So that's been very interesting. Nope. Other than that, they didn't have a Collins net last Sunday. I guess it was canceled. So on 20 meters. So maybe this Sunday. We're supposed to get a snowstorm here Sunday. So I'll probably be doing a lot of stuff on the radio and try to check into the Collins net. So that's what's been going on here, and that's all I got for this go-around. I don't think there was anybody behind me, so I'm going to pass it up to Net Control, Lisa, KF6, QNG, KF7, Tango Yankee.
Okay, very good. And let's see, Bill. Well, you have good taste in your interest then with Collins Radio, because someone here to my right says they're like the best things ever. So I don't know what was best before they invented sliced bread, but anyway, so yeah, that's always a good thing. They are very nice radios indeed. So Tapio, glad you had a good holiday and low-key and quiet and spent some time on the radio. That's always good. And Sunday net was canceled because there weren't enough operators around. No net control. So they were gone on holiday, which is okay. So, with that, well, I will see if there's anyone else wanting to get in on the tail end. So, anyone else wishing to check in, come now. Okay, no takers on that. So, we're going to try for a 7-3 round. So I'm just going to go one by one to see how that person's copying, and we'll just go from there. And those that want to continue after I close the net and we get through the list, they're welcome to do so, of course. So, Max, take it away, KJ6HN, and then you can hand it back to me, KF6QNG.
Alrighty then. Thanks, Lisa, for running the net. You're doing a great job. This is KJ6HN in Darwin, California. 5,000 feet above sea level, 40 people, pretty remote, a beautiful place. Yeah, some people commented on that. Kevin, you commented on that. I have a neighbor in town. He's a very well-known sculptor. His name is Jim Hunold. He's about 81 years old, and he refers to Darwin as the COTU, the center of the universe. And in many ways, he's right. It's just a beautiful place. So some comments. Let's see, Dennis, mahogany smoked meats. Oh my goodness, that is best butcher shop ever. Yeah, I've had their smoked turkey before. In fact, I've probably pretty much had everything that they've ever sold before. They've got, I don't know, maybe 30 different types of meats. And one of my favorites is the Landjäger, which is the German word for hunting sausage. If you haven't tried that, give it a try. It's mahogany smoked meat inside a natural casing with a little bit of caraway seed, and it is yum, yum. So that's one thing. And of course, their mahogany smoked bacon is, the best on the planet. So that's another thing to buy there. So that's enough about that. Unsolicited advertising. Chuck, N6AM. Santa Susana Pass. Well, the Santa Susana Pass is about 2 miles from where my house is, and there are a couple of strategic places there. There's Chatsworth Peak, which may be what you were referring to. I don't know. You didn't specify. But that's a pretty intense repeater location for various folks. I tried to get a ham radio repeater up there, but it didn't work out politically, unfortunately. But it could have been, because Chatsworth Peak on a knife edge refraction line talks to Blue Ridge. And at the time when I first moved down there, Blue Ridge talked up over the Gronk network to Lone Pine, and actually all the way up to Slide Mountain up by eastern Lake Tahoe. It was a great network. My mentor, my Elmer, W6TV, got that system going in the late 60s. But I never could get a repeater sighted up there. And Rocketdyne, yeah, that's another issue. The fallout, literally fallout of Rocketdyne is a hot button issue in the Simi Valley area. The radioactivity, the water draining down from there, and all that stuff. Very, very hot button. So that's about it for me for now. I'll listen out. I'm not going to stick around if there's another go-round. But anyways, to Chuck and to Dennis, I'll listen out for you guys and then pull the plug. So over to, let's see, I think WA6JKN from KJ6HN in the group.
Okay, I believe Kevin said he was checking out. So anyway, we're just going to go down the list one by one. So, okay, Brian, NI6Q. See if you're still copying us and see what you got to say for your 7-3 round. So take it away, NI6Q from KF6QNG.
Over actually, you can really do it like you do FPA.
Okay, sounds like Brian has left. So let's see. Chuck, if you're still there, N6AF, take it and pass it back to me, KF6QNG.
Okay, I'm here. N6AF. Yeah, way at the beginning of when we started tonight, I was talking to Kevin at, maybe 20 after 6, and he was just blasting in, and I watched his signal drop out of the nearby KFS receiver. That's my personal remote receiver, 11 miles southwest of me, and then he came up on Utah. And, so the band was already stretching its legs. But let me see a couple of comments on the speaking geographically. I just was thinking about Santa Susana Pass, and I wonder if that's where crazy Charles Manson sent his entourage over to Bel Air there for that trick-or-treat visit. That was so horrible. I wonder if that's how he came over into that area. I'd have to study that. But Max, geographically still, my wife and I we took a loop through Las Vegas, coming back from some of her relatives in Riverside County. We decided to spend the night in Vegas. This is several years ago. And then we went through Pahrump looking for an old friend, unsuccessfully. And then we planned all this to come in through Death Valley. And we probably went right by the turnoff to Darwin. But it's aptly named. I know this is not the reason, but just your climate out there, it takes a rugged individual, survival of the smartest and the fittest. So what an appropriate name for that pueblo out there in that area. And what really impressed me was we were coming down that huge valley, coming down to 399, 395, and we were heading for Lone Pine coming out of Death Valley. So we were going to go north, but coming down that long valley, I was really, it was just breathtaking, the size of the cliffs and the rock outcroppings, and then what really impressed me was, I believe they're called the alluvial plains, that are the rock debris that sprinkles down from the steeper cliffs, and kind of almost like a catenary arc down to the middle of to the low point in the valley. So the alluvial plains. I guess I'm impressed with some of that geology. Really, really cool stuff. So continuing on, I believe last time I passed it to you, Lisa, KF6QNG. See if maybe we can go around one more time. N6AF.
WA6JKN. I'm still here.
Okay, Kevin. Sorry, I had on my list that you had checked out. But anyway, go ahead and try to keep it brief since the band is changing. We want to give everyone a chance to do their 7-3. So WA6JKN, take it away, and then pass it back to me, KF6QNG. Okay, well, either I'm confused or whatever. Anyway, so let's see. Andy said that he was going to listen out, but checked out. So Skip, you want to take a
yeah, you may have to relay. I'm not hearing that control anymore.
Lisa, if you're listening, I just told him that you turned it over to him. So, KF6QNG over to WA6JKN.
Boy, the band has really changed. Yeah, I'm not hearing that control anymore. But I did hear RBJ. Yeah, I read that. I read those comments as well. And if you want a copy of the service bulletin, I'd be more than happy to send it to you. Also, there's a 7-page analysis that goes along with it that Bill Carnes failed to mention in his dissent. But I'll send that along too, so you can have the full picture of what was all involved in the analysis, the troubleshooting. It was a 5-year process. And unfortunately, there was some good things and some bad things that were discovered along the way, and so I shared both in the 7-page report. So if you want that, I'm good in QRZ for an email address. Send me yours, and I will be more than happy to send the whole package to you. The 7-page report sent to the Collins board is being published in the next 2 weeks. So that will be an addendum to the service bulletin, so everybody has a detailed troubleshooting and analysis and the answer to the questions that were asked by the Collins board. I think that's also important to give you a little bit of the history and also some of the cautions regarding the what was it called, the care and feeding of the KW Sugar 1. There's some technical errors in there and stuff too that's mentioned. So you got to be aware of those. I identified them a couple of years ago, sent it to the author, but it fell on deaf ears. So just be cautious. It's a very complex transmitter, and you just gotta be very careful in what you're reading and what you're implementing and things like that. So hopefully the documentation will give you a step-by-step understanding, hopefully in not too much of a technical term or terms that will help you get through it. This KW1, like I told the Collins board, the proof is in the pudding, no matter how you slice and dice it. This KW Sugar 1 of mine is just operating beautifully. So I'm very, very pleased the way it turned out. It took a long time, about 5 years, and I'm very pleased with how it's operating now. Very clean. All right, so that's the comments for RBJ, and anybody else that wants to see the 7-page report, send to the Collins Collectors Board. Just send me an email. I'll send it to you, or you can wait until it gets published, and I'll have more details on that forthcoming. So with that, over to, well, I'm not sure who it was being sent to. Was it Brian? He was the next guy in line, but pass it back to Lisa just in case Lisa's not copying me. WA6JKN.
Okay, I got you, Kevin. No problem. So let's see. We're going to try skip again. K6LGL from KF6QNG.
Everybody have a good night, and maybe we'll...
Okay, I guess I got it, Lisa. Would you just turn it over to me?
So I might be on here tomorrow night.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to you and to Dennis and all the others on board in case of that. And also wanted to welcome Tapio KF7TY and K6LK Bill and so on and so forth. So, yeah, band conditions improved here. Max, you're up to good 10-15 over 9 now. And Lisa, you're also well over S9. For a while there, you were in the noise level, but that's the way the conditions are. So it goes. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. I'll keep it short here in case the band, will do a disservice for us again. So best of 73s, everybody. Thank you for being and supporting the Collins cause. And I think it's back to you, Lisa. Also, I think it goes back to Dennis. But you make the decision, please. Okay. And WCCA Net. Very good evening from K6 Little Green Light.
Okay, thank you. So yes, I'll turn it over to Dennis, W6DQ. You can turn it back to me again, KF6QNG.
All right, thanks, Lisa. KF6QNG and the Collins Net, W6DQ. God, it's beginning to sound like the Waltons out there. We got a little chuckle about that. Jeez. Anyway, I am keeping it short because this is supposed to be a short take because we wanted to see how conditions were because conditions were changing and people were dropping out. So everybody sits there and yaks forever. That kind of takes up all the time. Anyway, hope everybody has a great evening. 7-3, thanks, Lisa, for running the net tonight. We'll be back next week. And I think it's yours truly next week, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, well. We'll find out next week. Back over to you, Lisa. KF6QNG and the Collins Net, W6DQ.
Okay, we'll see if Ron's still out there. W6RBJ from KF6QNG.
KF6QNG, W6RBJ. Yeah, things have stabilized up here in the Redwoods. Everybody's coming in between an S9 and 20 over, so that's really nice. Thank you, Kevin, for those comments. I will definitely be contacting you with my email. I would love to have that information. And the one thing I forgot to mention, just for the record, I am on the S3 line tonight again, the 75 S3 Charlie, the 32 S3 Alpha, and the 30L1 into my handy high-gain high tower. So it's been a pleasure and a real roller coaster with this band, but it's great to hear everybody. Wish you all continued enjoyment of any Thanksgiving leftovers, and best of 73s to all. Be looking forward to chatting next Friday night. W6RBJ, back to you, Lisa, KF6QNG.
Okay, let's see if Bill's still around for around K6LK from KF6QNG.
Yeah, Lisa, KF6QNG, K6LK. Just a second here, Lisa. Let me go ahead and hit the mute on the SDR. I had to go to the SDR in Half Moon Bay because people were just in and out. I'll keep it short, though. And thank you for taking it tonight. So I'll say 73s to the group. Kevin, you're hard at work on that KWS-1. I'll tell you, you're the guy when it comes to that sort of stuff. 5 years, I would have probably thrown in the towel after about a year of that stuff. Anyway, I guess you stuck with it and it came through for you. Anyway, back there to you, Lisa. KF6QNG, K6LK.
Okay, thank you, Bill. How about Tapio, KF7TY from KF6QNG?
Yeah, real fine there, Lisa. You bet. KF6QNG, KF7TY. Yeah, the band sure is changing, but it's nice to hear everybody. Some signals are just absolutely bazooka strong in here, and some signals are really weak. It's up and down. And I forgot to mention, too, I'm on the 32S1, 75S1, 30L1 combination, 312B4 with the MM1 microphone, and a wire antenna this evening. So that's what we got. Well, I want to wish everybody a happy weekend. A happy weekend, yes. And a great Saturday, Sunday. And enjoy the weekend, and hope everything works out in every situation, and, family, friends, and radio, and everything else. So, hope the weather's good, too. So, till next week, or maybe during the week, you never know. 73s to everybody. I'm going to listen out. I'm going to send it back to you, Lisa. KF6QNG, KF7TY.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you, everyone, for checking in, for being a part of this group. And, sometimes it feels like herding feral cats. But anyway, it keeps me on my toes, and luckily I have years of experience with this. So anyway, everyone be safe, take care, stay warm, stay dry, and We'll talk with you next time. Thanks, everyone. Have a very happy evening. KF6QNG is clear.